Excuse me. What in the world are you thinking?
Mean Gene, the first thing you need to do is to tell these people to shut up if you want to hear what I gotta say.
What up, y'all? It's KMB, the Sexy Ninja, in the place to be for a Paper Saber universe. And this is the New World Podcast, brother. If I don't sound like 100%, it's just because I am not. I just got done being a sicky man, sicky boy. But we're going to talk about Dynamite, October 4th, 2023, the 4-year anniversary of Dynamite. Full Gear is right around the corner, basically, November 18th. We got Tony, Taz, Excalibur on commentary. We're still in Cali, baby. And we started off with Renee with Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho. You know, they're talking about their match from Wrestle Dream. Adam Copeland interrupts. You know, he says, "What's up, Jericho?" And they're like, "What's up?" And then him and Omega shake hands. Omega's like, "Hey, if you need anything, let me know." And I was just like, okay, potential future rivalry there. Maybe a match or sorts. You know, there's so many possibilities now with Adam, which I was thinking would be cool. But also, too, will he hang with this whole new batch of wrestlers? And, you know, Jericho has. So I think Adam could just adapt just as well. For next up, first up, we got the AEW International Championship on the line. Rey Fenix versus Nick Jackson. Penta on the outside. Matt's on the outside. Whew. You talk about a match to start the show, showcasing how badass that International Championship is, how much it means to everyone. And Rey Fenix got the win, but man, this was the match to start the night off, man. I was slowly dying in bed yesterday watching this, and I was like, oh my god, this is awesome. Why it's like, I'm like, this is awesome. Fight forever. She's like, oh my god. I'm like, yeah, sicky boy. But no, this was a great way to start the show, especially 4-year anniversary. It's just crazy that 4 years have passed by since Dynamite has been on the air. We have Roderick Strong and Adam Cole from last week. How MJF told Adam to go with Roderick when Roderick's like, it's an emergency. So they showed that package of what Adam was doing. But when they showed Adam with Roderick in the Kingdom at some house or whatever, the package was very muffled, so you really couldn't hear what was going on. I kind of got the gist here and there, and I thought it was my TV at first, but no, they replay it again. And I'm not going to talk about the replay when it comes back up, but pretty much Roderick gets in one of them scooter boys, with the one-legged ones. I have one of those when I with my foot and everything like that. So him and Roderick are cruising around, and the Kingdom are still jealous and whatnot. Then he's like, all right, man, I got to get going. He goes, no, I still need your help. I still need your help to move furniture and whatnot. And he's like, what about the Kingdom? And he's like, no, you got to do it. This is that. And then you hear the music. It's a lot more entertaining the second time because you could actually hear what everyone's saying and actually hear the music behind everything and whatnot. And after he does all that, he's like, all right, man, I got to go. And then Roderick's like, no, you can't go yet. And then Adam looks off into the distance and basically to be continued. We have the Squash Gang member, Squash Gang for life, versus Wardlow, the return. And this poor Squash Gang member got power bombed. I think it was 5 times. I was like, holy shit. And Wardlow just wins and walks right on off. Wrestle Dream, we have what happened with Christian Cage and Nick Wayne, talking about Adam Copeland's big return, how he's going to be here tonight. We go backstage with Renee and Don Callis and Takeshita talking about the big match, pretty much rematch for tonight, -1, instead of it being a triple threat amongst one another. But, Don Callis says, like, hey, we're going to destroy them, and they won the battle, but we're going to win the war. We go into the Acclaim versus Butcher, Blade, Kip Sabian. I feel like I've seen this match a bazillion times at this point. I don't know if I'm going crazy or if it was the Pepto-Bismol or whatever. I Pepto-Bismol, Dayquil, whatever I was taking, just to make myself feel a little bit better. But I feel like we've seen this match a bazillion times. But the Acclaim for the win. We go backstage with the Portrait of a Star, Tony and RJ. And this is where we get the moniker now for Tony's new character. I love it. Timeless Tony Storm. We have Bryan Danielson on Zack Saber Jr. I don't think it's over. I think we're going to have another match between these two, and if we do, it could be at Full Gear. Zack's like, hey, I'm still the best technical wrestler. Bryan Danielson brings up the fact that he had to knock him out and whatnot to win that match, and Zack wasn't really happy about that. So it was like, okay, let's keep this alive. Maybe the next one, Zack wins, and then they have the big rubber match between the two, and I was like, all right. Swerve, Hangman, package from last week. Swerve and Hangman from their big match. And Hangman's like, oh yeah, it took all this for you to win, blah, blah, but Swerve still won, baby. W still a W in my mind. Bullet Club Gold come out, the Guns and Juice, and they're calling out MJF, and they're like, the best thing you can come up with, Tofu. MJF knows how to go out there. Calls Juice Robinson talentless taint, calls the Guns ass boys. We got those chants going on. MJF's very entertaining in this, but, lures them in. He's like, hey, you know what we do here? We fight. Gets in the ring, ready to take him on. They jump out of the ring, and Jay White does a sneak attack, and he grabs the mic right afterwards, steals the title, and it says, me and you, MJF, at Full Gear for the championship, and MJF grabs the mic, too, after get the beat down, and tells him, hell yeah, let's fucking do this. And I was like, yes! Jay White and MJF. I'm torn now. Well, that's why I'm torn, because I love Bang Bang Gang. But I love Bang Bang Gang. And then don't get me wrong, I love Jay White. But I also really love MJF, so this is going to be a match that I'm going to be really invested in as we get going here. Renee's backstage with Hook and Orange, eating chips. They lost. Whatever. Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega versus Kyle Fletcher. It was supposed to be Sammy and Konosuke Takeshita. Chris Jericho and Kenny Omega win. Dom's on commentary. He's not happy. He calls them cheaters and everything like that. And then as he's coming down, Powerhouse Hobbs, I guess now is part of the Don Callis family. They started attacking Chris Jericho, Kenny Omega, got Kenny Omega, trying to tape Kenny Omega to the ropes, which was pretty hilarious because that tape kept on breaking and whatnot. But pretty much Powerhouse Hobbs has joined the Don Callis family, and they kept saying, maybe he has, but it was a beatdown. I think he did. They're like, the Book of Hobbs shit ain't working, blah, blah. We got back Wardlow. Now what do we do with Wardlow and stuff like that? So we shall see how this plays out. Renee's backstage with MJF. And there's this Twitter thing going on, or X thing going on with MJF and the Acclaimed. And, like, as he's getting iced up, they grab me. He's like, oh, I'm going to put a restraining order on you and stuff like that. And Renee's like, there's been some gnarly tweets against you, too. He goes, yeah. So it's like, oh, another little story going on there. But, the whole devil mask thing, though, I'm still thinking it's MJF. MJF or Roderick Strong. That could be one of them. Timeless Tony Storm versus Sky Blue. Timeless Tony Storm for the win. This was a fun match. We have Renee with Stokely talking about the number one contendership to see who will face Eddie Kingston for that championship. And I was thinking Jay Lethal was going to be part of this. No, he's not. It's going to be on Rampage. We'll find out who's the number one contender. Now we get to Adam Copeland with Tony Schiavone in the ring. He comes out, big pop, boom, boom, boom. And Tony Schiavone's like, hey, and he tells him, like, hey, man, I grew up with your voice. You were the soundtrack to my life, and it's pretty cool being here right now with you. He calls out Christian Cage, Well, first he tells everyone the possibilities now of who he can wrestle. Kenny Omega, Jon Moxley, so on and so forth. He's just going on this list, and it's like, yeah, these are opportunities. And I think that was, I think he even got WWE's blessing to go. There's only so much you could have done over here. And he was on and off. They brought him out more as an attraction than anything. Like, Edge is going to be here, so let's boost those ratings number up. But from what I'm gathering is Adam wants to be on everything. He wants to be on Collision, wants to be on Dynamite. His first match is next Tuesday and whatnot. So, he wants to be part of the roster in a big mainstay way. So I'm just like, I can respect that. I can respect that big time, And he calls out Christian Cage and he tells him, hey, me and you, one more time. Since the last time we've been together, talking about the timeline and stuff like that, when we were actually, he goes, let's get in this division. Let's face an FTR. Let's face the Young Bucks. Blah, blah. Then Christian Cage just goes and tells him, go fuck yourself. I was like, God damn. But that was one of my favorite. But another reason, too, was like, Adam's like, reason I came out here and did what I did to you is because that was Sting, man. Sting. That was our childhood hero, you know, blah, blah, blah. You did what you did and blah, blah. But I love that Christian Cage told him to go fuck himself. And at the top of the ramp, he's like, I'm going to show you what you're going to be facing next week. Luchasaurus comes out, Nick Wayne comes out with Christian Cage at the forefront, you know, as the leader of this group. Great Dynamite. 4-year anniversary. I got to give the show a solid 5 out of 5. I had a lot of fun, as much as I could, as being a sicky boy. I'm still somewhat of a sicky boy, if you can hear it in my. I'm over the hump, and now it's slowly trying to walk back down the hill to get back to being fully 100%. You know, or up the hill, down. I don't know, whatever hill I need to climb or don't climb. I don't know. Tell me what you thought of the show. Drop those comments below. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. Share with your grandma, share with your grandpa, share with the bum down at Walmart. Yeah, that's it. That's all. Go to ProWrestlingTees.com/New World Podcast. Get yourself that sweet nWp logo created by Penta X. And remember, I don't know if I can do the voice. The New World Podcast is for life, brother.
It's time for you and I to team together again.